We're playing Shogun
Yeah,
chess.
so
Go ahead.
they're already saying that like we may not be going back to school on the 16th or the 17th. I wouldn't be surprised if we're not back in school until March.
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird teaching.
All right. So this is
What the fuck?
This is a mix. Are you good?
Yeah, no. Does this say that I'm MangoTownMatt?
Yeah, the game just aborted. Yeah, it says MangoTownMatt. I'm gonna go over the rules, I guess, before I make a new game. But this is a combination of European chess and shogi. So same setup as chess, but all pieces can promote, and they promote on these third to back ranks. The bishop promotes to a bishop plus knight, the rook promotes to a rook plus knight, and the knight can promote to either of them. But you can only have one on the board at a time, and the pawns promote to a non-royal king piece called the captain. And the queen actually under-promotes to a duchess, just one square diagonally if it's captured and put back on the board. Crazy House rules.
Where are you reading this? Can you send this to me so I can also read this?
If you go to How To Play on the podcast,
cool.
and then just Command F and Shogun.
Yep.
So I think I've said all the rules. When promoted pieces are captured, they revert to their unpromoted side. Dropped rooks can't castles. Pawns can be dropped in the first rank and still have a double step, and pawns cannot promote if capturing en passant, which we haven't had to deal with yet. Alright, I'm going to go back and make a new game.
So we're going back to the lobby?
Yeah, I'm making a new game. I mean, I read all the rules, but I can remind you.
I have to log in again, so give me...
Gotcha.
Give me a second. I like how they promote. Looks like it'll be pretty cool.
So I think this is my fourth time. I think I played it three games with Emerson on Sunday.
Nice. Oh, interesting.
Go ahead and make a move, I guess, so it doesn't abort a game, if you don't mind.
Okay, cool.
Nice. Alright, so just for the stream, Mike and I have been doing music stuff for the past 2 weeks or so, or just performing at least. We've been studying it for a little bit more.
Yeah, when you get a chance, could you...
Oh, yeah, how's that? Go ahead.
Cool.
You said so he said send me sounds. I know, like, I mean, it kind of
not sounds, just like whichever ones that you tend to use the most. I know we use a lot of stuff in like Soundscape and synth and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's just quite a lot of sound. Right? There's quite a lot of sounds in GarageBand, so it kind of depends on what, because I know there's a bunch of other free sounds that I've gotten to, so I don't know exactly where we overlap. But I mean, it kind of depends on what you want to do. I mean, Mike and I have mostly been doing like kind of techno-y kind of.
Totally.
So, I mean, I guess it kind of depends on what you want to do.
100%, yeah.
Because there could be more like ambient type of stuff.
Right. Well, that would be sort of the thing that we would figure out before we do it, right? But I'm gonna start playing around with it more. But
it depends on like the live stuff or if it's like not live.
Right, totally. We should find some time and play around with that this week. Because I don't have anything. Like, we're not in school right now. I have to do some digital lessons next week, but it's like I'm doing 40-minute a couple times. I'm doing like 40 minutes every couple of days.
Mm-hmm. So I would say like, if it's not live, I would say like, and start writing. I mean, whatever. I mean. At least the way Mike and I are doing it is, like, we're doing live stuff more, and then just, like, once we have more songs, we're going to pick our favorite ones, and then...
yeah. But, I mean, just so we can get a sense of how well everything works with streaming.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit tricky... thing and connection times. But I mean, I'm going to play around with it some on my own. But I would definitely be down to do some music.
What was I going to say? Yeah. I mean, think about kind of what you want to do. I mean, the other thing...
I'd be down... Go ahead.
No, you go first.
I'd be down to do like techno style stuff like you and Mike have been doing. I'd also be down to do stuff that's a little more ambient. What I'm gonna do is I have a bunch of recorded sound where it's like 2, 3, 4 minute tracks of just like me walking down the street when there's like interesting noises or like in different places. So what I'm gonna play around with a little bit is putting those in the background,
mm-hmm.
and then kind of seeing how that, like, if I can do anything interesting over that.
Yeah, that was more what I was talking about with sounds. Is make sure like you don't want a lot of white noise. You don't want a lot of tons of background noises. That makes it a little harder to sample.
Yeah.
The other thing we do have to think about is money. It's not a favorite topic, but
totally.
Like we don't want to get to the point where we're trying to release it and then like deciding about money at that point.
Right. No, that's definitely something that should be discussed ahead of time and up front.
So at least what Mike and I have said so far, which will be different for you, is
right.
If it's not 50-50, because Mike and I have been doing, like, we just get there that day, and then we work for about an hour. And
yeah.
So we're saying if it's not 50-50, then we just discuss it beforehand. And if it is 50-50, then we just keep going forward with doing, like, the same work when we're there. So it could be different with you, but it's just, I mean, it could be, 33.
I mean,
33 and whatnot with me and Mike.
Yeah, we should find time when Mike is around, and we can talk about that too.
Mm-hmm.
Because like obviously, if it's stuff that just you and I are working on, I'm fine with 50-50. But if we want to do a straight across the board, I mean, the other thing that gets tricky, right, is it's like is like if things start to become, man, the only thing that's killing me right now is I wish that I could click on your pieces and see what their movements are, because I keep having to go back to this.
I mean, Yeah, the one's the rook knight and one's the bishop knight. That's
Yeah.
oh. What?
But like the other thing is like if we start making a lot of music and the only stuff that's getting purchased or that's making any money is like you and Mike stuff, then we might have to revisit at a certain point.
I mean, we don't really have control over that, I would say.
That's true, yeah.
That's weird. This rook knight should. It's not.
I should be in check, shouldn't I?
No, because I mean that'd be a bishop knight. But
this is general. The general is a hybrid piece, often known as a centaur. So you can get all of the squares immediately surrounding you, and then a knight move as well.
Okay. I was thinking it's rook knight. So that's a centaur, which I actually really like. It's a king plus knight.
Oh, shit.
Because, I mean, Mike and I are going to do things, like, there could be some songs that we just do alone, too.
Totally.
So, like, yeah, we're not really sure. I mean, I don't really have control over if his does better than mine or vice versa.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I would say as long as it seems like an equal amount of times probably is doing whatever's easiest. That probably an even split would be easiest. Oh man.
I'll do another game. Just stay on this page and send a rematch.
Okay, cool.
And Mike talked about logging like the hours if we work on stuff independently. But I told him like that could be a bad way to do percentages too, because
that's true.
Not everything takes. Like we talked about like a solo, like what happens if Mike takes an hour to write, or vice versa. One of us takes an hour to write music, and then it's like 4 minutes of music, and then someone does a 4-minute solo, like improvised.
Totally.
Like,
yeah.
But
I mean, another option could be like revisiting often, like every 6 months. We
go on.
Revisit and see if we're happy with. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to like. I mean, obviously you and Mike have talked about this a lot more, but probably wouldn't be a bad idea to talk about like some goals. No.
I mean, I don't know how much. Like once we have the percents locked in, like I don't know how much those can be changed.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because we.
I mean, I also don't.
It's more just with the distributor and stuff. Like we.
What'd you say?
Like we planned we plan. This is our plan so far. Or part of it. Like I mentioned this, that we find ones that we do a bunch of live. We get a bank of them, and then we're gonna pick our like favorite, and then kind of put them in like a DAW, like GarageBand or whatever, and like make a final version. And then like we plan to have CDs and like release them on like a distributor, so they would be on like Pandora and iTunes and stuff. And at that point, like we haven't gone through that process, so we don't really know exactly what can be changed and whatnot. But you tell them the percentage of each person, and then they just it just automatically goes to your
yeah.
it just automatically goes to your PayPal each month. If
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I would say, I mean, let's just, if everybody's cool with 30, 30, 30.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, then that leaves 10% left over. We can just throw that 10%.
Yeah, I mean, there's like I've made out, like I written out like a formula thing before,
Cool.
and I'll send you that, where it just breaks down like each component of performing and writing and
Yeah.
but,
And do we want to start doing more music streaming together? And like, obviously we're doing two days.
yeah, I mean, whenever you're how much, I mean, you said you're definitely a lot more free if you're not teaching, or
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, I'm down. I haven't overloaded myself quite yet, so.
Yes, I mean, I think my schedule is going to look like I need to do. And we're trying to keep the same, like 2 and 2, right? For the meantime,
It doesn't matter.
keep the game days. I mean, we can probably start doubling up on Sundays. Do games and the music. Probably just throw another. Because, I mean, I think right now I'm going to be doing something like...
All right. That was weird.
Mondays, I'm going to be doing 2 40-minute... Mondays and Wednesdays, I'll be doing 2 40-minute lessons. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll be doing 3 40-minute lessons. So it's like, it's not like I'm doing that much teaching. I think the thing that's going to be tricky is the 13-hour time difference. What does your sleep schedule usually look like right now?
Not great. I mean, I would say don't worry about my sleep schedule too much, because I mean, I can work around. Like, it's technically like this time isn't the best, but like I don't really care too much because I can just go back to sleep.
Well, when do you usually wake up or go to bed?
I try to go to bed by 2. And
that's 2 a.m., right?
Yeah. And it's usually just 8 hours, regardless of when I go to bed. It's 8 hours.
So I'm trying to think that'd be 3. Because the other thing that I'm not sure about either, is I'm trying to think about. Let me just figure out. Let's plan on doing like an extra time at this time.
Okay.
And then, worst case scenario, I'll let you know by like next Monday or Tuesday when, because like we may be able to do like 9 p.m. your time on like Mondays or Wednesdays until I'm back in school. I just have to see when I'm going to be doing, because like as of right now I'm planning on just doing my 40-minute classes when I would normally have class with them.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a chance that they might tell me, like, you can do it whenever. So if they tell me that I can do it whenever, then we can decide on, like, whatever time works best and basically go from there.
Oh, also, you can't... That's what I forgot. You can't drop in the last third rank. So I can't drop pieces...
Right, I
like
figured.
So that's
because that'd be so sneaky.
Well, you can do that in Crazy House.
Yeah. Oh, wild. Yeah, actually, no, that totally makes sense that you could do that in Crazy House. Yeah, I'm so excited though, man. I spent too much time this year just listening to electronic music.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely write out stuff in GarageBand and, like, have, some measures already planned with drums or synths or what, like.
Yeah. That was another thing I wanted to talk to you about, actually. Was in terms of what do you look for in a MIDI controller?
It kind of depends, because I use MainStage, which is just like it's like $30, I think, but it's like it's like a live version. It's still made by Apple, but it's a little bit different than GarageBand, where I can add knobs and sliders to my MIDI controller.
Okay, cool.
But, I mean, I guess not much, because, like, GarageBand and, like, whatever you're going to use it for, I think has plenty of stuff you can do in post, if anything.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, even just playing around with it tonight, I mean, I was used to using it like an older version of I was used to using an older version of GarageBand, but just like the functionality now is wild.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, I can do so much more than I used to be able to do.
So also there's if on GarageBand, if you go to musical typing, it's under like Windows or something. Like I use that a lot more, because you can just use like the bottom line of the typing keyboard of like Z, X, C, V, B as the notes. And that
as what?
As like writing in like CD, like just as like a keyboard, and that's.
Oh yeah, because I went up right now, and I guess I can just it's A through comma, so it's just the middle line instead.
But then I think the like W and whatnot, like some above that will be the black keys, but I don't know.
And then I have pitch bend and modulation and sustain and octave.
So like. I mean, with that...
What is velocity?
I don't know exactly how they use it, but I mean... It could be how it... So velocity is usually like on a keyboard, like the harder you click, the louder it will be.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I don't know exactly how that works with typing, musical typing. Yeah, there's a ton of different. Oh, that was one of the other things I was gonna say was like with lyrics, you could do stuff with like vocoder stuff. You can definitely do a lot of voice modulation, and just have those. I mean, just have those, and you can add those into a lot of recordings.
Right.
Man, I called this the Rook plus Knight in like the last three. I mean, the ones I played with Emerson, I thought it was a Rook Knight, but I definitely like the Centaur. I'm glad. It's probably one of my favorite pieces.
Oh yeah, dude, the Centaur has been killing me. Dang boy. That is not what I meant to do, but I'll take it.
I'll take it as well. So that could be a pretty good thing of like have yourself singing your talking lyrics and then putting some sound effects over those.
Yeah, absolutely. Do lots of cool stuff with that. The one thing I was wondering about, are we gonna like if we make a bunch of music in GarageBand and then release it, is GarageBand gonna be like, "Hey, you made money off our sounds, man"?
No. Like,
okay, cool.
We did look at that of like, there's some virtual synthesizers that do that, but I don't think. I mean, they'd have to take us to court, and I don't think that would stand up in court unless, like, we like illegally got it somehow. Like, Mike was talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's a free software.
Yeah, Mike was talking about how like there's one thing that he used that they like if we got it illegally, there's some way that they can like, and we showed our screen. I guess I don't know. There's some way they could see that we got it illegally, and then they could.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
And so they say, like, you buy the sounds when you buy the thing, but, I mean, it was pretty shocking to me when I heard that, and I was just like, well, I just wouldn't use those sounds if that was the practice they were going to go with.
Exactly. Damn, boy. Don't keep getting me now. Oh, God.
Check.
I mean, I can, if you want, we can even start tomorrow. I just have to, I mean, I think I have one meeting tomorrow, but other than that, my entire day is free. So we can, I'll play around a little bit in the morning. And then if you want, maybe like, and I'll double check and let you know tonight, but maybe like 9 or 10 your time. We can,
so this is different. There is a Rook plus Knight. And I thought the Knight.
Oh, shit.
So I was reading different rules. Are you down to do one more?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to make a new video.